Yo, what's up guys? Today's video is about trying, and also we booted up a Minecraft hardcore world because why not? I don't want to play Fortnite today. I know this sounds a little bit stupid, I'll be honest, but I can't remember the last time I tried at something. And like, you know, trying, like, I mean like succeeding, like really chasing for something, being hungry, you know what I mean? You wanting to accomplish something. I don't remember the last time that actually happened to me. And it's not because I'm like empty or whatever, it's like, I don't know, it just hasn't happened. And I was talking, I went back to my parents' house, which is, by the way, the reason why I haven't uploaded. I should have pre-recorded video, so it's not a valid excuse. But still, like, I went back to my parents' house. I had a talk with my mom, you know, about like jobs and all this stuff and what I was doing with YouTube and all that. And she was like, how come, like, and she wasn't criticizing me, she actually brought it up in a really good way. She was like, okay, well, you've been trying this YouTube thing for around a year and a half. How's it going? And I was like, I haven't seen much success because obviously I haven't been putting much work. If you see my main channel, you'll see how I have in a year 4 videos, I think, which in my opinion are really good videos. However, I could have brought in so much, like such better results, right? Like incredible results. And I haven't because I was taking too long for my videos. I was just like procrastinating, and I was just so inconsistent, right? And that's what I was telling my mom, and she was like, you know, I feel like that happened to you way back when, like before I graduated high school, right? I was trying to go pro in Fortnite, and I had to talk with my parents. I was like, okay, I really want to try this thing, and I want to accomplish it. And they're like, okay, fine, go ahead, you have until college. And guess what? I didn't go pro. Not because I wasn't good. I believe I was unfathomably good at the game for the amount of time I put in, right? Like, I was really fucking good, but I barely played. I would go back home and spend 1 hour scrolling, and then I would just like play maybe a bit of creative and play scrims or ladders probably once a week when there were ladders and scrims running daily back then. There probably still are, but I feel like back then it was primed up. Like the Fortnite comp community was really at its prime, I think. And so there were always these events, and I was just not practicing. I was still really good at the game, even when I was like putting in such little work. And so I can only wonder what it would have been like if I had actually given my 100%. And this is what my mom told me. She was like, have you ever genuinely like dedicated 100% of your thoughts and efforts to a project? Have you ever done that in your life? I have so many skills that I can be applying in real life. I have so many things. It's just, it's not even discipline. It's almost just willpower. For a long time, I just had zero will to do anything. Almost as if I was like a fucking mindless husk, like traveling through life. And I was kind of just doing shit, right? I was saying I was going to do stuff, and it's not like I didn't want to do it. Actually, yeah, it kind of is. I just didn't want to do anything. That's exactly it. I have all these dreams. I have all these aspirations, and there's a bunch of things I want to accomplish in life. But it's almost like my brain is just programmed in a way that makes me sit on my ass. And there's probably so many factors around that. Obviously, I mean, I don't want to blame it. I have like attention disorder, and apparently that's one of like the main symptoms. You're just lazy. I mean, I don't want to believe that, but that's what I've been told by a doctor. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff like that. That's just, I don't know, maybe I'm scrolling too much. Maybe I don't, there's so many things that could be the cause, and I can't pinpoint it. And I feel like I could just think about it for fucking days and still not have an answer to why this is me right now, why I'm not putting in much work in the things that I care about. And there's no answer. It's like, I feel like people toss around the word grind so much. I remember last year I was talking to my friend SlaDouX about, okay, I'm hopping on this grind and I'm gonna make this happen, and I'm gonna be on Discord less often, and I'm gonna be doing this and that. I was like, I'm going on this grind. All right, that's basically the gist of it, and nothing happened. Like nothing happened, because when I was actually in this grind, I wasn't changing anything, and I still can't pinpoint the reason as to why I was behaving that way. I can't understand it. So yeah, it's like the word grind is being passed around so often that, to me at least, it's like completely lost its meaning. In life, I genuinely believe that you can accomplish absolutely anything if you put your mind to it, and I simply have never put my mind to anything. This is what this video is about. I believe you have potential as much as I do to accomplish absolutely whatever you want in life, as long as you put your mind to it. And that simply happens to be something I've never ever done in my life. Maybe, I mean, I could ask fucking ChatGPT right now, like, why am I lazy? And it could give me like 100,000 reasons. But at the end of the day, what makes you change that? How can you allow yourself to not be lazy anymore? Because I don't want, like, let's be honest, in life, I don't know, maybe I've been programmed by fucking internet to think that way. Who knows? But I'm not trying to sit on my ass in a 9-to-5 that I hate for the rest of my life. I could probably carry a 9-to-5. Like, I probably wouldn't mind being in one if it's one that I genuinely love. But the amount of 9-to-5s you can come across in your life that you'll like, that's a 1%, like 1 in a million. But I would be blessed to have a 9-to-5 that I love, that pays well. And it's a 1% chance. The chances of it happening are basically slim to none. And so I have to stop sitting on my ass and do shit in order to live the life that I want to. I was reading this book, which arguably is like a little cringe. I mean, you guys have probably heard of it if you're like in the self-improvement niche and all that. It's called Think and Grow Rich, all right? It's basically this classic, I believe it's an American that wrote it. It's, at least it definitely feels like it as I'm reading it, but it's like, this guy is telling you about the way you think influences your actions and the outcomes and how you become rich. Like, you can think yourself into becoming rich. That's kind of like what he's trying to say. That's his whole memo. And he was giving this one example where it's like this one leader of an army, this one captain, he was like, okay, we're gonna raid this city and we're gonna do it by boats, right? Because I don't know, I think it was like on an island or a shore. And so he got all of his soldiers on boats and sailed all the way to the island. And once they reached the island, he told all the soldiers, burn the fucking boats, because we're not coming back unless we win this shit. Like, he just told all his soldiers straight up, burn these fucking boats. I don't care. Like, we're not gonna come back if we lose. You're only coming back if we're winning. And so it's kind of the expression that in order to genuinely achieve something in life, perhaps you have to genuinely burn the boats and make this one thing you have in mind, this one goal you have in mind, your only purpose, your only goal, your only target. Like, when these soldiers were in there, they had one thing in mind, and it was to win the battle, or they were never seeing their families again, right? Or there was a huge consequence to failing this raid that they were on. You know what I mean? And in life, I feel like all the risk factors, well, I've never had any risk factors ever in my life, and perhaps that's one thing that could drive me and drive everyone in life to actually achieving stuff. Perhaps we're just not taking enough risks, and that in itself is removing purpose to our lives. It might sound overly deep to I don't know, maybe it sounds corny what I'm saying, but I kind of genuinely believe it. Like, the more risks you have, the bigger the purpose feels. Genuinely, I feel like that's 100% true. Is that a bird? What the? That's a bat. Oh my god, I'm stupid as fuck. But yeah, so like, in my life, I have little to no risk. I know that my parents, I was blessed enough to have a family that can cover up for like, I don't know, like if I'm really in a bad situation financially, I know that they can back me up. I live in a big city. There's plenty of opportunities. Like, it's like I don't have a lot of fear in life. And you know, my parents have never put a lot of pressure on me when it came to like, hey, maybe you should do something with it. Like, I don't know, they were always content with what I was doing, and little to no complaint besides high school when I was getting like, I don't know, I wasn't getting really good grades, and they would often get mad and really force me to study and stuff like that, which is fair enough. Yeah, as a parent, I would also want my kid to succeed in school, so obviously I understood it. And it basically, from that point on, the moment I understood that this is why they were applying pressure on me to have good grades, it kind of like, the pressure dissolved. I just understood, okay, I just have to do good, and it's for them. It's whatever. I never felt pressure to do anything, you know? But if you burn those boats and know that there's no coming back unless you succeed, perhaps that there's a certain amount of pressure that's going to be added onto your life, and that's going to make you act a lot more, and a lot more decisively as well. Like, you're going to be committed 100% to this goal that you have. And I've never been able to commit myself to a goal because I had the option. I could choose deliberately to just not do shit, and it wouldn't change anything in my life. I could sit on my ass all fucking day, and what would it do? Nothing. I don't see the consequences yet, obviously. In the future, I'll probably see them if I keep sitting on my ass like that, which I don't plan on doing. However, as of right now, it's like my brain doesn't register that there will be consequences. My life is just, at least so far, it has just been comfort all around, right? And so that could be obviously one of the reasons as to why I've been such a lazy fuck with, in my opinion, so much potential in life. And I'm not even trying to like, well, what's the opposite of downplay? Like, not upscale myself, but like, I don't want to like puff my chest up and all that and be like, I have so much potential. But I genuinely do believe in myself. And obviously I think that's one important thing. But what good is believing yourself when you're genuinely just not doing shit, right? That's like the whole point. And this is just the kind of reflection I've been having recently, especially because I haven't uploaded in like 4 days, and I was like rethinking, okay, what should I do with my channel? Because clearly I just missed 4 uploads. Obviously I was really stressed, I had a lot of work to do, but I don't think that's a valid excuse. If I knew how to manage my time, if I knew that if I had my priorities straight and my risk factors established, I would have done all the work without procrastinating and in a very disciplined manner, right? Like I would have done it all, and I have no doubt in my mind. I work really well under pressure. Actually, I remember the last time I tried now, and it was during my finals last year when I had to do everything in 1 month. Like I had to study for 5 different exams and like create like short films for my final college exams. It was so stressful, bro. Sorry, I gotta tab out. And that's the last time I genuinely tried, because I saw consequences, actually. It's all coming. It's all making sense now. Yeah, I was like, okay, I don't want to fail college, and if I do fuck up those assignments, I fail college. And so the consequences, they were right there, up, like they were in front of me, basically. And when you see them, the clearer the consequences, the easier the work becomes. I feel like perhaps that's a good way to phrase it. I feel like I need a way to really establish the consequences in front of me and really understand them. Come to like realize that my work and the way I think and the way I behave will have very clear impacts. And what's the way to make these consequences show up and remind yourself daily that there are consequences? What's a good way to do that? Perhaps meditate so that your mind remains clear. Maybe just daily affirmations, kind of. I don't know. There's so many methods that I'm just thinking on the fly right now. What is this seed, bro? Yeah, there's a lot of methods, I believe. And one thing about the book Think and Grow Rich, what it was saying is like, am I dead? No way, bro. Oh my fucking god. Well,